Major artists, observing the disruption Saw had caused, shared supportive posts and public commendations. One international artist, a respected figure in the global scene, unequivocally wrote, "Respect to SB19 for redefining what a concert album can truly be." Another, recognizing the inherent innovation, declared, "This is the future, live plus real, authentically captured." When such recognition flows freely from one's creative peers, it signals a profound depth of respect, an undeniable level of credibility, and an indisputable cultural impact that transcends mere fan adulation or even commercial metrics. This form of validation, stemming from those who inherently understand the craft, carries a weight that is demonstrably bigger than numbers, cementing SB19's position as a legitimate force within the global artistic community. Insiders confirmed that when global news platforms amplify such achievements, it transcends simple numerical validation. It signifies a profound transition from mere chart success to undeniable cultural entrenchment. This amplification, therefore, actively transformed the prevailing narrative, repositioning SB19 and the P-pop movement from an intriguing chart anomaly to an undeniable force of global relevance. Section 7, the peer acknowledgement, artists and colleagues react. Beyond the calculating assessments of executives and the empirical analyses of market strategists, the true measure of a paradigm shift often resides among those who navigate the same creative currents, the artists themselves. Other musicians, both within Asia and across international borders, began to take notice, offering their unsolicited validation. Following the album's unprecedented chart performance, prestigious international outlets, sensing the shift, began to cover the phenomenon. Headlines emerged that unequivocally signaled a new narrative: Filipino group SB19 makes waves with live concert album success. Another declared, SB19 Saw album ranks high on US digital charts, followed by the bold assertion, P-pop's global breakthrough moment. These pronouncements collectively served to turn heads across the global entertainment landscape. Section 6, the global spotlight, international media takes notice. The internal consensus, initially confined to executive dialogues, began to radiate outward, capturing the attention of mainstream international media. This wasn't merely a matter of public relations, it was the outward manifestation of a truth already affirmed within the system, a validation that transformed mere chart performance into cultural relevance. Analysts further elaborated on the strategic significance. The vast majority of Western live albums, even from established artists, rely almost exclusively on streaming numbers to demonstrate their market presence. Saw presents a unique counter-narrative. It thrives because people are making the conscious, deliberate choice to buy it. This fundamental distinction, they asserted, tells us that the demand isn't merely algorithmically generated, it is demonstrably real and profoundly authentic. This subtle, yet critical, shift in consumer behavior, from passive streaming to active purchasing, is precisely the metric that captures the undivided attention of the global music industry, signaling deeper market penetration and higher perceived value. Analyst A, a prominent voice in digital consumption trends, observed, "When we meticulously track both digital purchases and paid downloads, Simula at Wakas is demonstrably outperforming approximately 80% of all live albums globally." This wasn't a casual compliment, it was a data-backed, empirically validated analysis that underscored the album's extraordinary commercial performance against established benchmarks. Section 5, the quantitative imperative, analysts on sales and impact. Beyond the qualitative observations of seasoned executives, the quantitative metrics began to affirm the anomaly. The numbers, often the final arbiters of commercial reality, spoke with an uncommon clarity, solidifying the narrative of a genuine market disruption. Here's another layer of insider perspective, gleaned from the rigorous analysis of music market experts. Finally, beyond fandom, authentic fan mobilization. While the unwavering dedication and strategic mobilization of SB19's fervent fanbase, undeniably played a foundational role in the album's initial success, industry insiders argued for a more expansive interpretation. Their analysis indicated that the album's reach extended far beyond existing loyalists. It served as a potent catalyst for new listeners, previously unaligned with the group, to discover SB19. This organic expansion of the audience base, the conversion of casual observers into engaged consumers, was identified as the true indicator of profound and sustainable impact, signaling genuine market growth rather than mere fan consolidation. Third, cross-cultural accessibility against linguistic barriers. A significant majority of the album's vocal content is rendered in Tagalog. Yet, despite this linguistic particularity, listeners spanning diverse global demographics connected with the material on an undeniably profound level. Music insiders interpreted this phenomenon as a powerful manifestation of universal emotional resonance, a rare and highly sought-after quality that allows artistic expression to transcend cultural and linguistic boundaries. This ability to forge such widespread, intuitive connection spoke to a depth of artistry that defied typical market segmentation strategies, signaling a unique, unifying power. Second, global digital sales in a streaming epoch. In an era where consumption metrics are predominantly defined by passive streaming, the decisive act of a digital purchase stands as a stark, undeniable indicator of deep intent. Digital purchases are, in the lexicon of industry analysts, considered gold. Why? Because they signify a deliberate choice to own the music, an explicit investment of capital that transcends the ephemeral engagement of a casual stream. This tangible commitment from a global audience is precisely what compelled executives, always attuned to the signals of market validation, to take serious notice. It was a clear, unambiguous vote of confidence that reverberated through financial projections. First, live recording with industry-level performance. The most immediate challenge to conventional wisdom resided in its very form. Industry practice typically positions live albums as supplemental content, enjoyable extras primarily for existing fans. Saw, however, delivered a live recording so impeccably executed, so musically robust, that it transcended this categorization. Seasoned professionals openly acknowledged that its production quality and performance integrity were such that it could have easily been released as a studio album. This wasn't merely a testament to SB19’s talent, it was a powerful assertion that live performance, when meticulously crafted, could stand as a primary commercial release, directly competing with and often surpassing studio-perfected counterparts. This single observation alone represented a monumental shift in perception. The collective sentiment was clear, a rare alignment of professional perspectives. These weren't mere compliments, these were declarations of an established truth. The album, they concurred, had transcended the immediate confines of SB19’s undeniable talent and the burgeoning P-pop movement. It was, in their estimation, actively starting critical conversations in boardrooms worldwide, reshaping strategic frameworks and recalibrating market expectations. This marked a profound departure from prior assumptions. A veteran label insider, referred to as C, articulated the commercial imperative: every major market, every discerning executive, meticulously scrutinizes buying patterns. When consumers make the deliberate choice to pay for a concert album, that signifies a demand far beyond casual interest, it speaks to a serious, committed investment. These are not just fleeting fan reactions. These are the cold, hard data points that inform the professionals whose very mandate is to discern what truly drives enduring music success. Producer B, renowned for shaping auditory experiences, offered a more granular insight: the impact extends far beyond the composition itself. It's the sheer ingenuity of their presentation, the raw energy, the undeniable connection forged with the audience, the unvarnished authenticity. These are qualities that, in today's saturated market, are profoundly rare and deeply compelling. This speaks to the meticulous artistry that transcends simple musicality. Section 3, The Boardroom Consensus, Industry Executives Speak. The initial whispers soon coalesced into definitive declarations, articulated by the very architects of the global music landscape. Through trusted channels, our inquiries reached the inner sanctums of the music business, eliciting candid, unfiltered responses that underscore the profound shift in perception. Executive A, a figure known for identifying and cultivating global talent, stated unequivocally: Simula at Wakas is not just an album, it's a blueprint. It irrefutably demonstrates that a live performance, executed with such precision and power, can achieve profound global commercial impact. This marks an undeniable first in the history of P-pop music. This wasn't mere praise, it was the strategic recognition of a repeatable model, an indicator of pathways previously unimagined. What made this trajectory particularly arresting was its audacious ability to outrank major international releases during its peak, a feat almost unheard of for a live concert album, and virtually unprecedented for a Filipino act in the American market. Industry veterans, conditioned by years of market data, consistently noted the inherent challenges faced by live albums. They rarely achieve significant commercial success outside of dedicated streaming platforms. Yet, Simula at Wakas shattered these long-held expectations, not because listeners were passively streaming it, but because they were actively purchasing it. This deliberate act of acquisition, this choice to own the music, sent a clear, undeniable signal. This was the first shockwave, reverberating through a system accustomed to predictable patterns. It forced a fundamental re-evaluation of what was possible. Section 2, The Unforeseen Surge, a Viral Moment Redefined. Upon its digital release, SAW entered the market with an expected, yet potent, wave of online buzz. The initial market reception was measured, a familiar pattern for digital releases from any act. But then, a subtle deviation began to emerge, one that would quietly redefine expectations and trigger the first ripple of genuine curiosity through executive suites. This wasn't merely about achieving respectable chart positions within a niche market. The album didn't just chart, it commenced an improbable ascent on the highly competitive US iTunes charts. This wasn't a product engineered for sterile perfection, it was a raw, unfiltered transmission of artistic power, captured in its most authentic form. And it was precisely this unvarnished truth, this commitment to showcasing real performance, genuine vocal delivery, and the visceral emotion of a live crowd, that first arrested the attention of those accustomed to the polished artifice of mainstream releases. The prevailing industry wisdom often relegates live albums to the status of supplementary content, an afterthought for dedicated fans. SAW, however, from its very inception, challenged this paradigm. Its inherent authenticity, a quality often sacrificed in the pursuit of studio sheen, proved to be the initial, compelling point of intrigue for seasoned industry observers. This commitment to the live experience, rather than hindering its market viability, became its unexpected strength. This crucial distinction lies at the heart of the Simula at Wakas phenomenon. Section 1, The Unconventional Offering, Defining Simula at Wakas. Before dissecting the seismic shifts in industry perception, it is imperative to precisely define the object of this unprecedented attention. Simula at Wakas, or SAW as it is concisely known, defies conventional categorization. It is not a meticulously engineered studio production, honed to a faultless, sterilized perfection. Instead, SAW is a live concert album, a raw, kinetic capture of the palpable energy, the unfiltered emotion, and the unfolding narrative of SB19’s landmark Kickoff concert.